Question for you. How did you conquer the internet?
Good question. So what I did was...
He's one of the most controversial personalities online.
He's Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
Andrew Tate.
We're here with Andrew Tate and 9 lovely ladies, man.
Over the past couple years, it's been impossible to go online without seeing Andrew's face. From news channels, podcast, TikTok, live stream, he has absolutely dominated the media landscape.
If you haven't heard of Andrew Tate yet, it's only a matter of time before he pops up on your newsfeed. His videos have been viewed over 11 billion times, and in July, he was more Googled than Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump.
All while literally being banned off of most major social media platforms. How the hell did he pull this off? I had to know, and I went deep down the rabbit hole to figure it out. I uncovered a strategy so genius, I truly believe it could make anyone famous. Even you. In fact, his strategy is so effective that it's not just responsible for his success, it's become one of the core driving strategies for the biggest creators in the world. Today, I'm gonna show you what they're doing step by step, the number one things you need to avoid if you actually want this strategy to work, and how to use it to grow your business so you can actually turn attention into money. So if we want to drive awareness for our brand, first we need to understand the mechanics behind attention. To do this, we need to start by opening up the hood and taking a peek at how these algorithms actually work. At the end of the video, I'll provide a link to an hour-long masterclass I did that breaks down the algorithm in more detail and shows you exactly how I was able to get 300 million views on the internet with my first brand. For the sake of time, I'll give you the quick version. This is the general idea. A couple years ago, TikTok came out and it was like a new drug hit the market. TikTok was innovative. Instead of you deciding what content you want to watch, an algorithm did. And that algorithm has much more data on what content has the highest probability of keeping your attention. Since it was better at knowing what you want to see, you kept watching, which meant you spent more time on TikTok and less time on all the other platforms. And this scared the shit out of them. Since TikTok was better at keeping your attention, it forced all the other platforms to follow suit. YouTube came out with Shorts, Snapchat came out with Spotlight, Meta came out with Reels. Every major platform was forced to encompass a short form media algorithm. And the way these algorithms determine what content to show you is determined using watch time and shareability. It starts off with showing your content to a small group of people. If it performs well with them, it shows it to a bigger group. And if it performs well with them, an even bigger group. Over time, exponentially increasing your reach. Now, if it doesn't check the boxes, then it stops at the level it reached. What this means is if you understand how to check the boxes, you can go viral without having an audience. It's essentially like having a slot machine that you don't have to pay for. Now, if you aren't good at making content, the chances of getting the slot machine to pay you anything out is virtually zero. But as you get better at creating content, you're able to increase the probability that the machine will produce the result that you're looking for. So what Andrew did was genius. He looked at, okay, I have this slot machine, it's pushing out a result. How do I get it to push out more? Where there's two levers. One, improving the probability that a single pull will create an output. Two, increasing the amount of times you pull that lever. And that right there is the cheat code. Yes, you can improve the probability that a single piece of content performs. I'll show you later in the video how he does that. But the cheat code is improving the volume of the amount of times you pull that lever. If you can figure out how to do that, probability becomes irrelevant. Now, how do you improve the amount of times you pull the lever? I'll give you a hint. So what's the secret that Andrew Tate used to blow up his account? Clippers. Andrew Tate actually used to have hair, and to gain his notoriety, he went full Britney Spears mode, completely shaving his head bald, garnering the attention of millions. Now, I'm just kidding, he actually used a different type of clipper. What type, you may ask? To help answer this question, I sat down with my friend Cliff Pierre. Cliff has gotten hundreds of millions of views online, and much like me, he was obsessed with figuring out how people get attention on the internet.
And his clippers are clipping like madmen. I'm like, wow.
So let's talk about that. What's a clipper?
A clipper is somebody that's like, let's say somebody's watching this live and they see a moment that is clip worthy, they clip it right away and start posting it.
So this was actually the strategy that Andrew Tate used to blow up his channel. He would go on podcasts, live streams with guys like Aiden Ross, news shows with people like Piers Morgan, and he would say the most outlandish shit he could think of. He did this because he knew that his clippers were gonna turn it into a million different TikToks. He had an army of tens of thousands of people clipping up his content. That means for a single hour of his time, he could potentially create tens, if not hundreds of thousands of videos across the internet. And each one of those videos had a chance of going viral. The exponential effect of this was crazy. He essentially broke the system. This is the secret to Andrew's success. And after paving the way of this model, other big creators took notice and followed suit.
I would call it like the Andrew Tate model. Like he just went on a bunch of podcasts and the clips just went super viral on TikTok. And like the more you do, kind of just clicked in my head like 2 weeks ago. Like if you just go on a bunch of podcasts, people just post them on TikTok, and you'll just get tons of views for no effort.
If you can answer the following 3 questions, you will unlock this strategy for yourself and all your wildest dreams will come true. But don't fret. Much like my iPod Touch that I used to hide in my calculator case back during my high school math test, I'm gonna give you all the answers. Question 1, how do I amass my own army of clippers? Well, the key to this comes down to your compensation model. Hopefully you get big as Andrew and you have people that will do it just for the ad revenue, but chances are you're gonna have to give them some other financial incentive. Andrew's strategy was genius. So first, Andrew would go on a podcast or a live stream. Then their clippers would scan the videos to find content. They would then chop up those clips and throw them on TikTok and then take all the attention those clips generate and point them to the link in their bio where they had an affiliate funnel to push people to Hustlers University. Once they got into Hustlers University, then they would learn about a bunch of different ways to make money. One of those ways being becoming a clipper. So they could take his content and make money by pushing people to Hustlers University, who learned the same strategy, who made their own clips, who would push people to Hustlers University. As the cycle continued, Andrew slowly built an army big enough to take over the whole internet. Now I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this model will work in 2024 for a couple reasons. One, he was early to market. Back during the pandemic, everyone was at home, the education course model was exploding, and since he was first to market, this was a new exciting strategy kids could take advantage of to make money. Now in a much more saturated market, the probability of that working is much lower. So instead, your better bet is paying them using a performance-based model. This is exactly what the popular streamer Neon did to build his platform.
TikTok's everything. So what they do is they post the videos, we pay them a certain rate per 100K, and it just keeps them motivated to keep posting. And without them, I would be nothing, because all that matters is the clips, the TikTok clips, everything, because everyone's just scrolling. So when they see me on there, they click on the streams and it just traffics it to my kick. Yeah, and these kids, like, there's people who make 20K like every 2 weeks. Like there's people who make crazy money because they bring in so many views.
Now, big reason why the Clipper strategy works for guys like Neon and Andrew Tate is because they're controversial. Considering this led to both of them getting arrested, I would advise from going as far as they did. Also, if your goal is to build a business off of this, you gotta take your brand integrity into account as well. The reason they amassed a lot of Clippers is because they knew Andrew's content was primed for virality.
I'm very engaging when I talk. Even though a lot of people would try and do what I do, they can't do it exactly because they need to first become a master orator. So I'm very engaging when I speak. I make sure I don't say or ah. I use good body language. I'm an entertainer as well as an educator.
But lucky for us, there's ways to be polarizing in your content without having to hurt your brand. We do this by reacting to other people's controversy and tying it into our niche.
What is the news? If you look at the news, what is it? All they're doing is reporting to you what's going on in a certain place at a certain time, and people go to read it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm like, what? That's it? So all you need to do is do the same thing, but for your industry. If you talk about marketing, talk about all the marketing trends. If you're a doctor, do reaction videos to doctor stuff.
Here's our step-by-step process up to this point. Step 1, go on a long-form medium like podcast or streaming. This will create the pillar content we need for our clippers to chop up. Step 2, you either create your own original content that's primed for getting attention or react to what people already care about. Make sure whatever topics you cover are relevant to your niche. For example, let's say you're a finance coach. You could react to the Trump assassination attempt and talk about how that's going to affect the stock market. Or let's say you're a marketer. You're gonna make a video about Andrew Tate and how he became the most Googled man on earth. You have no idea who the fuck I am, but you know who Andrew Tate is. That's why you clicked on this video in the first place. But now that I have you in my ecosystem, you see my dashing good looks, charm and intellect, and undeniable marketing prowess. And now you can't help but DM me on Instagram and ask for my help to market your business.
Oh my God, he on X Games mode.
Step 3, build a team of clippers by leveraging a performance-based compensation model or paying out an editing team until your brand's more established. Create pillar content, clip it up, post it everywhere, and have your clippers posted everywhere. And keep repeating this process until your brand takes off and now you're off to the races. But step 4 is absolutely crucial if you want any of this to work in the long run. When you inevitably crack the code on attention, it's an absolute dopamine hit. Refresh your screen every couple seconds, you watch the likes go through the roofs, you're hooked. Now, even if you're good at getting attention, it's important to remember you're running a business. One of the biggest mistakes I made with my first brand was putting too much focus on vanity metrics and not enough on revenue. If you focus on the wrong KPIs, you'll look successful from the outside, but who gives a shit if you can't even pay your rent? It's like winning Monopoly and then trying to use that money to pay your real mortgage. Views on their own don't mean that much in the real world unless you know what to do with them. The key to actually growing your brand and your business all lies in our ability to take that attention and effectively turn it into money. This comes by focusing on how do I use this attention to create high-level conversation. And that's why Andrew was so successful.
And from there, you just have to build credibility with your audience. Like my email list, like I send an email every day. I don't even sell on there. I just give away free value and I build affinity to the brand and I get people to trust me. Once people understand I know exactly what I'm talking about, then I put together a quality product. I don't lie, I don't scam. It takes a little bit of time to do, but I put together a quality product and I deliver that quality product extremely compendiously and comprehensively. And that's basically the secret to conquering the internet.
Yes, he got all these clippers to get him a bunch of views, but the reason it worked so well was he would convert those views into reoccurring subscriptions.
I run Hustlers University, which is now currently the biggest online educational platform in the world. We've grown extremely fast. We have 110,000 students inside of a year.
Hustlers University. Hustlers University. Hustlers University.
For $49 a month, Andrew Tate's online Hustlers University promises to teach his millions of followers the secrets of modern wealth creation, from crypto trading to dropshipping.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
Then he would upsell them to things like his war room, where he charged $5,000 and up to get more exclusive access. That's really where the money is. It's very rare you get enough volume to really make a killing on low ticket, but everyone's business is different. That's why we see so many creators start either a service or course, because that's really the most realistic path to running a sustainable business. So make sure with all the attention you're able to get from any of these strategies that you don't lose sight of what really matters: conversations and conversion. That being said, if you'd like to learn more about how to grow your service business, that's exactly what my channel is about. I study how brands become successful so you can use it to build high ticket businesses. If you'd like something more tactical, you can check out the masterclass I mentioned earlier down below. If you like videos more like this, click right here to watch a video where I asked my friend Nathan how to take $15,000 and turn it into a $50,000 a month business. It's gonna blow your mind.